Imagine trying to take a deep, full breath, but an invisible, unyielding band stops you halfway. Every inhale is a struggle, and every swallow brings a sharp, sudden reminder of your entrapment. That was the terrifying reality for a young, beautiful ginger cat we named Mango. When we first spotted him hiding beneath a rotting wooden shipping pallet in an abandoned alleyway, we thought he was just another hungry stray, a flash of bright orange fur darting through the shadows. But as we got closer, we realized something was terribly, fundamentally wrong. He wasn't just starving, he was slowly suffocating. A thick, rigid plastic ring, the kind that seals the lid of a bulk food jar, was locked tightly around his fragile neck. It had become a plastic collar of death. Every time he tried to move his head, the sharp inner edges of the plastic pushed deeper into his flesh. He was exhausted, he was terrified, and looking into his wide, desperate amber eyes, we knew he was running out of time. The tragedy of street cats is often silent, born from the very things we humans discard without a second thought. We see this exact scenario far too often in rescue work. A curious, desperately hungry stray cat rummages through our garbage, pushing its head into a discarded jar to lick up the last remnants of food, only to pull back and find the plastic security ring firmly stuck around its neck. For Mango, this carelessly tossed piece of trash had become a daily, relentless torture. It dictated every moment of his existence. It restricted his airway, making even resting a difficult task. It physically stopped him from grooming himself, leaving his normally pristine ginger coat matted and dirty. It made him a prime target for bigger, more aggressive street cats, because he was simply too weak and restricted to defend himself. When he looked at us from the shadows of that alley, his body language spoke volumes. He was a creature torn between two overwhelming instincts. The agonizing pain and hunger told him to beg for help, but the deep-rooted trauma of the streets screamed at him to run away from humans. He wanted to trust us, but life had taught him that vulnerability often leads to more pain. We knew with absolute certainty that we had to act fast, but we also knew that rushing in recklessly would be the worst mistake we could make. If we lunged at Mango, if we chased him, the sudden panic and violent movements could force that rigid plastic ring to twist awkwardly, potentially cutting off his airway completely and causing immediate strangulation. The rescue had to be a masterclass in patience. We sat down right there on the dirty concrete, making ourselves as small and non-threatening as possible. We kept our bodies low, avoiding direct, intimidating eye contact, and reduced our voices to a soft, rhythmic, steady whisper. I opened a can of strong-smelling wet food, hoping the scent of fish would overpower his paralyzing fear. I held out a spoonful, keeping my arm perfectly still. Mango's little pink nose twitched. The battle between starvation and terror played out in real time. He took one tiny, agonizingly slow step forward. He paused. He trembled violently, his small chest heaving against the cruel plastic band that confined him. We waited. It took nearly an hour of agonizing patience, drawing him in millimeter by millimeter, letting him control the pace. Finally, the hunger won. When he lowered his head to take that first frantic bite of food, we made our move. It wasn't an aggressive grab. It was a swift, calculated, firm hold designed to secure him before he could hurt himself further. Once we had him, the real work began. And this brings us to the very first crucial lesson when dealing with a trapped, injured, or highly panicked stray cat. The moment human hands touch a wild, terrified animal, their absolute survival instinct is to explode into a blinding frenzy of claws, teeth, and desperate thrashing. This is where so many well-meaning people go completely wrong. They try to hold the thrashing cat down against a table with their bare hands, using physical force to overpower the animal. That approach guarantees injury for the human and massive psychological trauma for the cat. Instead, the absolute very first thing we did was utilize a thick, soft, heavy towel to perform a secure wrap. By moving swiftly but smoothly, we enveloped Mango in what rescuers affectionately call a purrito. We wrapped the towel snugly around his body, tucking his front and back legs safely inside the fabric. This humane restraint achieves two vital things instantly. First, it safely contains his razor-sharp claws, protecting our hands and arms from deep, dangerous bites and scratches, allowing us to focus entirely on the delicate rescue task. But far more importantly for Mango's well-being, the firm, even pressure of the heavy towel simulates a safe, enclosed hiding space. It acts like a deep pressure hug. We gently draped the top edge of the fabric over his eyes, just slightly, blocking out the scary, bright lights and the terrifying faces of towering humans. Beneath the heavy cotton layers, I could feel his tiny, fragile heart beating rapidly, like a trapped bird fluttering against a window.
There you go.
But as the seconds passed in that secure, warm hold, a miraculous thing happened. The frantic, explosive struggling stopped. Mango realized he was contained, yes, but he also realized he was not being crushed, beaten, or harmed. The towel gave us the incredibly safe, calm control we desperately needed to save his life. With Mango finally immobilized and his panic subsiding, we faced the most delicate and dangerous part of the entire operation, removing the plastic. The ring was incredibly tight, buried deep beneath his thick orange fur, almost acting like a tourniquet around his throat. Here lies another extremely common yet deadly mistake people make in this exact situation. Their first instinct is to grab the ring and try to forcefully pull it over the cat's ears, or try to stretch it wide enough to slip it off. You must never, ever do this. Pulling a tight, rigid object over a cat's head can easily dislocate their fragile jaw, painfully tear the cartilage in their ears, or cause sudden, severe strangulation as the plastic catches on their anatomy. Instead, the only safe way forward is to cut it. We brought out a pair of blunt-nosed medical scissors. These are specialized tools designed with a rounded tip to slide smoothly against delicate skin without stabbing or cutting the flesh. The correct humane technique we use here is the two-point cut. It is a methodical, safe approach. We carefully, slowly slid the bottom blade of the scissors underneath the plastic ring, resting the cool, flat metal gently against Mango's warm, pulsing neck. He flinched at the new sensation, a tiny tremor running through his body, but the snug towel wrap kept him steady and secure. I spoke softly to him the entire time, keeping a steady stream of reassuring words flowing, letting him know it was almost over. I squeezed the handles. We made the first cut. There was a loud, sharp snap that echoed in the room as the thick, industrial plastic finally broke. Almost immediately, you could see the tension release. The ring expanded just a fraction of an inch, and Mango let out a long, shaky, audible exhale. But this is crucial, and it is where many rescues still go wrong. One cut is rarely enough. If you try to bend or pry thick plastic away from a cat's face after making only one cut, the newly created sharp, jagged edges can scrape their eyes or deeply slice their face. So we left the first cut alone and carefully moved the scissors to the exact opposite side of the ring. We slid the blunt edge under the plastic once more, ensuring no skin was caught in the blades, and made the second final cut. The plastic ring instantly split into two separate, harmless halves and fell away completely. It hit the metal examination table with a hollow, ugly clatter, the sound of a nightmare finally ending.
It's all over now. Just
The wave of relief in the room was palpable, but as professional rescuers, we knew the operation was not quite finished. Just because the weapon has been removed does not mean the damage it caused is erased. The final, absolutely vital step in this kind of restrictive rescue is a thorough, careful examination of the skin beneath where the ring used to sit. Many times, these tight, unforgiving bands cause horrific friction burns, deep, weeping open wounds, or heavy bacterial infections that are completely hidden from view by the cat's thick fur. If left untreated, a secondary infection from a plastic cut can be just as deadly as the strangulation itself. With Mango still resting comfortably and quietly in his towel wrap, we used our fingers to gently part his ginger hair around his throat. We looked closely at the delicate skin underneath. We were searching for raw flesh, pus, or swelling. What we found was a ring of raw, red, highly irritated skin, and a distinct band where the fur had been rubbed completely bald.
there you are, little one.
But thankfully, miraculously, the plastic had not yet sliced through the deeper layers of the dermis. There was no open bleeding wound. There was no sign of severe infection. It was bruised and sore, but it was going to heal. We took a soft cotton pad soaked in a soothing, pet-safe antiseptic solution and gently wiped the irritated skin, cleaning away the weeks of dirt and bacteria that had been trapped under the plastic. Mango leaned into the touch slightly. For the first time in what must have been an agonizingly long month, there was absolutely nothing pressing sharply against his throat. It was finally time to show Mango his new reality. We slowly, carefully began to unpeel the layers of the towel, letting the heavy fabric fall away from his orange body. We fully expected him to bolt off the table and hide in the nearest corner, but he didn't. He stood up slowly, planting his white paws firmly on the metal surface. He gave his body a massive, vigorous shake, ruffling his fur from his nose all the way down to his tail. And then he paused. You could almost visibly see the profound realization wash over his little face. He stretched his neck upwards, higher than he had been able to in weeks, and opened his mouth in a wide, silent, luxurious yawn. He took a deep, completely unobstructed breath. The invisible, suffocating band was finally, permanently gone. We placed a fresh bowl of soft food in front of him. This time, as he bent his head to eat, there was no choking. There was no hesitation. There was no pain forcing him to stop. He ate continuously, and as he chewed, a low, deep, rumbling purr began to vibrate in his chest. It was the beautiful sound of a cat who knows, down to his bones, that he is finally safe. Watching him swallow comfortably, Watching his sides expand with full, easy breaths was the single greatest reward any rescuer could ever ask for. Mango's journey from struggling to survive in a dark alley to breathing comfortably on our table is a beautiful, heartwarming victory. But it is also a quiet, poignant reminder of the dangerous world we humans inadvertently create for the innocent animals who share our streets. A simple forgotten plastic ring from a discarded jar, something we toss away without a single thought, can instantly become a slow, painful life sentence for a hungry stray cat. But this story also proves that with endless patience, the correct tools, and a deeply humane approach, we have the power to rewrite those tragic endings. By understanding how to safely and securely wrap a frightened cat in a towel, by knowing the critical importance of the two-point cut to avoid further trauma, and by remembering to always check for the hidden injuries left behind under the fur, we can turn a terrifying moment of entrapment into a lifetime of comfortable, easy breaths. Today, Mango is no longer a starving prisoner to our careless trash. He is just a happy, loving, beautiful ginger boy, ready to breathe in every single good thing